Hey guys, welcome to the Do Good Mavericko podcast. Consumerism versus producerism. There's a lot of talk about consumerism these days and how harmful and unhealthy it is, and how we should avoid it. Consumerism. But what about producerism? If you would focus on being producers instead of consumers, I think that would be a solution to a lot of things. And the thing is, I found with myself is that a lot of the kicks that I used to get from consumerism, buying things, and also thinking about buying things, a lot of that kick or satisfaction or daydreams about consumerism can actually be replaced by producerism. So a lot of those kicks that most people get from consuming things, they could also get from producing them or working on building something that can be producing things. We get paid for bringing value to the marketplace, and when you think about it that way, there's a lot of positive ripple effects from being a producer. Not always easy things happen. Some people get sick or in tricky situations and stuff, but in this day and age, it's almost like people are being indoctrinated from a very young age to be consumers. It's like the focus is on becoming a consumer. People talk about the school system is about teaching people to be productive members of society. Productive member. It's almost in many ways, it seems more like the school system is. It's not about education. It's more about indoctrination, and it's also seems to be more about indoctrinating people into consumerism than producerism. According to the modern school system, it's like if you just get a good education, then you will also get a good job and a good income. And as long as you have one job as your one and only source of income, all your money problems will be taken care of for the rest of your life. But it doesn't work that way. Usually it's not enough, especially these days when inflation and cost of living have skyrocketed and incomes have barely increased. The average house 50 years ago, the price was something like 2 to 3 years worth of wages, of average wages for the average house. Now these days, the price of a average house is something like 17, something like 7 to 15 years worth of wages. Often around 7, 8 years worth of wages. But the thing is, when it costs that much as 7 or 8 years worth of average wages, then the thing is that most people are using a mortgage or a loan to buy the house. And if you include the cost of that loan with interest over those 20 to 30 years, it turns out to be almost exactly the double in many cases. So yeah, when the average house costs like 15 years worth of wages instead of 3. Yet, yeah, that is kind of representative of many of the things, how things have increased. Not all have increased the same as houses, but my point is the average wages are a lot lower now compared to what they used to be. The dollar amount is higher, but when you compare it to how much time people need to spend to buy certain things, a lot of things are more expensive now. And that doesn't mean that everything is bad, but the normal route of just getting a job and think that will solve anything, that's not working for everyone. So yeah. And a lot of it has to do with the propaganda or focus around consumerism, producerism. Abandon consumerism and choose producerism instead is also really exciting, you know. The thing is, when it comes to producerism, wanting to build things, create things, is that of course there's oftentimes risk involved and you might fail, stuff like that. But there's also these days with the internet, there's also a lot of things that can be done with little risk, which is exciting. You know, the American dream, like they used to say, with like a house, car, and a picket fence and all that. In many ways, it's actually probably more accurate to say it's the banker's dream, because then they can kind of get people locked in with big mortgages, big loans that they are slaving away for decades to pay off. And when you think about, I often think about it like 4 big traps when it comes to lifestyle imprisonment and debt traps, loan traps to fall in. And that's student loans nowadays. Isn't we supposed to help young people, young adults, kids, to help them get a better start in life? What are we doing now? It's like slapping them in the face, or even worse, because a lot of them are fooled into getting a bunch of degrees and education slash indoctrination on these different schools, universities and stuff, getting useless degrees. Not all degrees are useless, but a lot of them are. They're using a lot of money, getting deeply into debt, a lot of loans, big loans. And then when they are finishing university, they're already a debt slave. So I think that's one of the traps. One of the big traps is student loans. And then I think it's a mortgage on a house, a big house that you're locked into, like a 20, 30-year mortgage if you're not having an income on it. No, unless you're renting it out or something like that. And then car loans and credit cards, or what's it called in English? Regular debt, kind of like credit card debt. So yeah, like Robert Kiyosaki says, there are differences between good debt and bad debt. Good debt is debt that is generating an income for you every month, while bad debt is stuff that are costing you money every month. Yeah, go for producerism instead. All right, thought I'd just share that one. And if you're not yet done it, you should check out terrific30.com. All right. God bless.